own ways of dealing with things.
We all have our vices.
I have a chicken. You have knitting needles.
My knitting needles.
My husband has the chamomile gin I made the other day.
Hey, whatever works.
Whatever floats your boat. We all got to get through how we can. At least we are not melting snow to drink.
You know, I feel so bad for Texans. It's really
awful.
Horrible. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm. I know, it's weird to think that this is America. But you know, Texas is not attached to any grid. They went on their own.
It's just our country has so much fixing. We got a lot of fixing to do.
Yeah, we have a lot of fixing to do.
We're never gonna get fixed.
And a lot of education. Oh Lordy.
Yep.
It's been a day.
So that's why
we are still getting snow though, yay.
I know. Thank you to Mother Nature for this water. We need it so badly. So what do you do in times of crisis? You make gnocchi with rosé sauce, I say.
That's right. Well, here's the deal. I already made the gnocchi, and the recipe for my potato ricotta gnocchi will be in the cookbook.
It's a surprise.
So tonight,
one of the new ones. We forgot to tell people one of the surprises we wanted to give people about the cookbook is there are new recipes that one has never seen on the show before. So that's cool.
That's going to happen. Oh, well, hi, Bob. We appreciate you too.
Really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Sure. I hope
so. Yeah. So it is the first night of Lent.
That's true.
I am not Catholic, but I know we have a lot of people who observe out there. So I decided to make this rosé sauce because it's vegetarian. This whole deal's vegetarian. So you can use that as a Lenten meal.
Let's talk about lapsed Catholicism for a moment, shall we? I'm a lapsed Catholic, and I was raised Catholic, and there's some things that I mean, I'm just going to get into my individualism. Just kudos to anyone who believes what they believe. I'm not going to judge anyone for what they believe. For my own self, I have a lot of problems with the Catholic Church, which I'm not going to get into on this episode. However, one of the things, because that would be a book in itself, but
indeed,
one of the things that I always have hung on to is the idea of giving up something for Lent. You know what I mean? Like my dad always gave up.
Yeah.
He still does. And it's just like this great, you know, sort of, it could be philosophical, it could be physical, it could be actual, but you're putting yourself through something to have to, you know, observe, you know, whatever that is that you need to look at or whatever. And that's why today I put in like on the post, giving up casual sexist, giving up intolerance for Lent. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also, you can also do a good deed for Lent. So you don't have to be giving up something. You could also do something good. So I'm doing something for all y'all and making this lovely dinner.
You got to follow the rules.
And we're making a book.
Yay!
Yay! So I'm gonna put this up on the screen now because I'll get cooking and then I won't be able to. And somehow this is my job. I don't know how I got the techie job, but I did.
You would be the Chiron operator on the film set. For the live.
I am the Chiron operator.
You're the Chiron operator.
How that happened, don't ask me. Okay, so rosé sauce is a tomato sauce with a cream added to it. So some people call it pink sauce, and some people call it rosé sauce.
And so some people add vodka to it and call it vodka sauce.
Well, that's what I'm going to do.
How did I know that? I am having ESP.
You are. We have a lot of that, you and I. So, thank you, whoever gave to our GoFundMe. Thank you. We still have it going on. till Friday. Friday, we will do the drawing of the raffle gifts. So get in there.
Listen up, kids. We have come so far. We've raised, I think, over 12,000 now with the latest donations. Thank you so much. And we have a little bit more to go. If you have 5, 10, 20 bucks, we're so appreciative. Whatever you could give, it'll help cross the finish line. It will be fantastic. I know we're going to make it. So thank you.
We are. We are shooting next week. So we may not be on the air for part of that week because we will be making food for the cookbook.
It's crazy. We'll probably post some behind the scenes of our fabulous photo shoot for the cookbook with the incomparable Panina Meisels, who we are so lucky to have as a food photographer. Do you realize this lady has had the most incredible career? She shot things with Jacques Pepin's cookbook and Julia Child and Deborah Madison and
Deborah Madison,
William Sonoma books, and you for sure probably have a cookbook in your kitchen that has her photographs, and we get to have her. We're so lucky.
We're so excited.
Yeah, we're so happy to have her. It's fun.
Super
and
awesome.
It's going to be really fun and challenging. You guys will see. In times of COVID, our food stylist is going to be on a monitor, so that's going to be interesting.
In a little box, just like us, every night.
It might be a little bit funny to see some of these behind the scenes because this is the COVID way. You have people on sets that their heads are dismembered on a laptop.
Yeah, that is the world we live in at the moment.
We're excited.
Well, I will tell you, I am right now mincing some garlic. This is 3 cloves, but that's because some of this garlic is huge.
I personally love the rosé sauce. I have to say, I love it.
Yeah, I do too. It's really
one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's delish.
And especially
okay, so I am melting.
You can't have the acid. If you can't have the acid of like pure tomato all the time for the marinara, it really cuts it with the cream, and it's easier on the stomach, I think, too. It's tasty.
Yeah, I do. I think so too. It's kind of counterintuitive. You wouldn't think you'd be able to add cream to an acid like that. It would curdle, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Okay, so I have a half of an onion, finely chopped, and 3 large cloves of garlic, and they're all going into the frying pan now this is half butter and half olive oil. So it's 2 tablespoons of each.
It's so funny. You and I are so the half butter, olive oil. I didn't know anybody like that until I met you, because I always put the butter.
Yeah, I like it. It definitely adds a richness to the sauce that you don't get otherwise.
It does. If only I could smell the scent of your kitchen right now. Yeah, it must be so good.
Nothing like that smell. So I've fallen in love with these canned tomatoes. It's always good to use a good brand, and I happen to like these.
I love that brand too. It's Italian.
Yep. And these are finely chopped tomatoes. You could cheat this and use a jarred sauce if you want. I will not do that.
I honestly...
My friend Jim Blumetti had the best jarred sauce on the planet. Like, I would serve that for company.
Yeah.
It was so good. But he's not making it anymore. So there's no jarred sauce that I really love.
I mean, would you agree? I mean, I think you just admitted it, but I don't think there's a jarred sauce out there that's any good right now. personally.
I don't have one that I love.
So
All right, so now I'm adding the tomatoes.
Just make it yourself.
What's that?
You might as well just make it yourself.
It doesn't take long, really. It's not that complicated.
Okay, someone's asking.
You know, the thing about jarred sauce is most of them have sugar in it, and I'm not one to add sugar to my sauce.
Yeah. Someone just said, where can you get that brand of chopped tomatoes? The Muti tomatoes. You can get it at Cost Plus. I know that.
Oh, really? I get mine at Sprouts.
Okay. So there are 2 places, but they definitely have it at World Market. And they have another.
This is the other thing that I love about them. Mm-hmm. See the inside of the can? It's coated with an enamel.
Yes.
So, and that's, I think, important as we've come to know over the years. Acid, breaks down the can. You don't want the metal. Not only do you not want to eat it, you don't really want to taste it.
Let's talk about canned tomatoes for a second. On that same note, I think it's really important the quality of the tomatoes. If you're going to go this extra mile, and you're not making fresh because we don't have a garden right now and whatever, and tomatoes are really not in season. So you go to can, and you can get. I always try to get San Marzanos or some kind of pasty tomato. You want it to be a delicious tomato.
I like San Marzanos. I also like that brand that's in the box called Pomi.
Pomi's really good. Pomi's tasty. Yet another Italian brand. They have the best one. I'm sorry to say we don't.
They do. All right, I'm salting these. I'll taste it in a minute. I also added a half a cup of vodka. You want to use a pretty good vodka, one that's a drinking vodka. You don't want to add like just alcohol,
Right.
You do want it to actually kind of taste good. So I'm going to cook that down for a little while, and then I'll add the cream. I have crushed red pepper because of course I do.
Of course.
You don't have to add the crushed red pepper, but I am going to because, we like it around here. So that's about a half a teaspoon.
So they sell jars called vodka sauce. Is that what this is?
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct.
A lot of people call it vodka sauce. I think the person that coined it on TV was Emeril Lagasse. He made it a lot on his show. I remember years ago, and then everybody started calling it vodka sauce. It's really a rosé. So, I mean, I don't know. People call it different things, like Debriana said, but this is what it is. It's the pink sauce. Yeah. It's the pink sauce.
It's a pink sauce, yes. This is red right now, but the cream is what makes it turn pink.
Right.
Okay, so I added a tablespoon or so of chopped fresh basil. And let me taste this. Yes, that was enough salt. So this cooking now for a little bit is going to cook out the alcohol of the vodka and just leave that lovely flavor behind. Should you not want to have alcohol, do not add it. You can certainly make a pink sauce without the vodka. Totally fine. And you do not have to use this on gnocchi. You can use it on regular pasta.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Yeah. So this vodka, I have to say, look, organic vodka.
Ooh.
How cool is that?
That is really cool. Somebody is watching and saying they're using Grey Goose. Well, that's a mighty fine alcohol.
Well, okay.
Sauce.
Grey Goose works for me.
That'll work. That'll work.
All right. Would you mind getting the half of that out? Now, normally, in non-corona times, I would be adding cream. I don't have any heavy cream, and I wasn't going to go out to get just heavy cream today. So I'm adding half and half.
And that's okay. And that's okay, Debriana. That's okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Liz. And I'm going to add in a cup that was a big can of tomatoes. That's like the big 28-ounce kind of can of tomatoes. So if you wanted to cut this in half, you could. And, the cream would make it rich, but all I have is half and half, and that will work.
It's fine.
And here, you cameraman.
Oh, cameraman.
Stop drinking. Come over here.
Put down your.
Here comes the pink. Here comes the pink sauce.
That's pink.
That's so pretty. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm just going to let this simmer for probably a good 20 minutes or so. Maybe 30. And then I will add my lovely gnocchi. Now, I also have a half a cup of Parmesan, which I will throw in later. Not going to do it now. I'm going to let the sauce cook down first. So the gnocchi, which I already made. It's delicious.
Can we see it? Can we see the?
Yeah, it's in my freezer.
Of course it is. When did you make it?
There it is.
When did you make it?
About a week ago. Yeah. Here, I'll show you a few. It is potato gnocchi with ricotta, and it has basil in it, basil and white pepper.
Wow.
So that's what's going in the sauce later.
That's gonna be so good. Wow.
And they're very light. The gnocchi's not pasty. They're very light. I like adding the ricotta to it. It definitely lifts up the potato, but it will be delicious and vegetarian.
And a great way to kick off Lent, if that's what you do.
That is what you do. Okay, so that's it. So simple, right?
Fantastic.
Easy.
I know. God, and it's so different from having regular marinara. It's so funny, the addition of that.
And the smell of it's completely different. I mean, with the cream in it, it just changes the whole aroma. It's softer, I think, is what I would say.
As an ulcer survivor, I have turned to the pink sauce on many an occasion.
Yes. You could not get me to stop eating it, even when I had a bleeding ulcer. No. So that's the story, my friends. I hope you have a lovely Lent.
Thank you so much. I'm going to continue my knitting because it reduces my blood pressure when I read the news, and it helps me.
Yes, this helps me. This is definitely a happy place, and I'm so happy to have you here with me. Thanks.
Aww. It is wonderful.
And you guys, yay. It's awesome. Wonderful. So don't forget about our recipe contest. We are still taking recipes.
Do you want to be in the cookbook? You could have your recipe in the cookbook. Just send it to what you see right there, thecoronakitchen@gmail.com. We're still taking recipes. We're still doing the fundraiser. One of these days, we'll stop asking you for money.
No, by Friday, we hope.
Hopefully by Friday.
Yeah.
We get a lot of donations in the next 3 days. 5, 10, 15, 20.
We're so grateful for everyone who's donated so far.
Whatever you can do. Thank you so much.
Yes, we have the Cuisinart, grand prize of the Cuisinart. We have beautiful jewelry from Patricia Strout and my famous husband, David Forlano. We have cookbooks signed by Panina, our fabulous photographer. Williams Sonoma cookbooks. And we have an apron. Oh, here. My Meatball Chronicles apron.
Brianna shall model it right now. There it is.
Yes, and I will sign it. And it comes with my meatball recipe.
See, do you understand? That meatball recipe is not even in the cookbook. It's so secret.
No, it's not. This is totally separate. So thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching, and just be safe and well out there. And hope you're doing everything warm.
Yeah. Yes. There is a bill called HR1 that I will briefly ask people to please call their congressperson and help get that passed. That contains many things like voting rights and actually I posted the link on our YouTube description about what is in that HR1 bill. It's very important that it pass and that it pass soon. So please, I also post the telephone number for Congress. So you may see that on the YouTube description. Yes.
If you've got a minute, make some calls. It really makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Thank you.
Everyone wear a mask, be safe, be warm, cook things.
We love you. Thanks for watching and being a part of the community. We appreciate it.
Very grateful. Yay. Oh, this sauce. I have to make it.
I'm starving. I haven't made dinner, of course.
It's delicious.
Bye,
Bye, everyone.